there, yes, welcome back to another episode of Studs Up. Just a week after the other one, that's what we're doing, giving you weekly review and preview. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening in your tens of thousands, wherever you're downloading us on Spotify and Apple, watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. Another blockbuster show. There was so much bonkers results yesterday. There was last minute goals flying in from goalkeepers, diving headers, everything. So strap yourselves in for an hour of riveting conversation as I introduce my guest. Joining me is a man who never just has an opinion, he has the opinion, and he's ready to defend it for the next hour. It's Rory Jennings. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm honoured to be here.
Yeah?
Honoured to be here. Yeah, feeling good, actually.
You had a fresh cut. We're not
He
spoken
has
about
had a
this.
cut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a long time ago now.
No, I can tell.
Yeah.
There was all the hair was creepy.
It was all getting mad.
You had to
wasn't
tidy
it?
things up.
Yeah,
You tidied it
I
up well.
needed it
Tidied it
tidied
well.
up. Yeah,
Tidied
you can't go wrong. You just pop downstairs. This is the beauty of working in London Bridge.
Yeah, you got
It's a
the
dream.
makeup team, was it? And the hair and makeup?
No, gosh, no.
Right, and speaking of defending, he's played the game, he's lived the game, but he doesn't brag about that as much as he should. I'll let you read into that. It is Jason
Hello,
Cundy. How
boys.
are you? You all right?
Happy
Yes,
to
sir.
be here
Yeah?
again. Yes, up the shelves.
He's got that in already.
Well, why not?
Yeah? Do you know what? Let's start there, actually, because it's been a bit of a running theme over the past couple of weeks. You're on board, of course, with the manager, backing him, as well you should be, Jace.
Well, I mean, look, on board. It always makes me laugh. You're on board with the manager.
You have to be.
As football fans, we don't have any say in who manages our football club.
No.
Right? We can have an opinion. I will always back everyone that represents my football club on the pitch, in the dugout. I will back all of them that can make a difference. What happens on a Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, whatever the game might be. So yes, he's got my full backing, and I think he needs it. You know,
Yeah.
he needs it. It's a tough gig. Chelsea is a tough gig.
Which leads me on beautifully to Rory Jennings, who infamously wasn't on board week one. He's won you over a little bit as of last week. Where are you now with him?
You can't argue with the results.
Yeah.
And a lot of what Jason said there chimes with the way I see the situation. I want Chelsea to succeed. I want to be wrong about Liam Rosenior. I just don't like what the appointment represents.
Yeah.
But what you can't argue with, all of that now is history.
Yeah.
Him coming in, and I called him a stooge for the ownership. I stand by that. I think that's what he is. But he can also be quite a skilled manager. And so far, so good, really. You know, the only team... if you say 4 wins out of 5, it sounds great.
Yeah.
The only team really that we've played in that period that should be beating us are Arsenal, and they have.
Right.
Like, even going to Napoli, but it sounds like such a hard game, and the intensity of the Armando Maradona, it feels like a real intense game, doesn't it? But I think it's because certainly people my age, think of Napoli and they go, Lavezzi, Cavani. They start thinking about how good they once were. It's Rasmus Højlund up front.
Oh my God.
It's Rasmus Højlund up front. You know what I mean?
Two-footed. You've gone studs up. That's what you've done. You've gone studs up on him.
Well,
He's
I'm
been
really
all right.
pleased that we won. They haven't lost at home for a year. We were losing, so we came from a losing position, which is always harder to do.
Yeah.
So there's loads of positives. But their marquee player is Kevin De Bruyne. He didn't play.
Yeah.
I'm really happy, but it's a shame what's happened to Italian football, that Rasmus Højlund is leading the line for the champions. One of the worst players that's ever played for your club, isn't it?
Well, I felt for him because we've seen Šeško come in, and not many strikers have thrived.
No, he's the second worst.
Yeah, exactly. So and he's doing okay for Napoli. So I don't think he's as bad as Man United showed. But I take your point. I do take your point.
No, I actually... there are some caveats to last night's victory. It's the first time that they have lost at home since December 24. I think there's something to be said for that. And the fact that we've come from behind, we're not great at that.
I agree.
We're not great at that. And I think a manager, there are many different ways a manager earns his money, right? For me, the biggest one is changing the course of a 90-minute game, in-game management, changing it, getting subs. Now, I think he got his team selection wrong. I think the setup was wrong first half. I wasn't really impressed with the way Aston was playing. The Gusto relationship with him didn't work. It was a mess on that right-hand side. But eventually gets it right, brings on Palmer, and that relationship between him and João Pedro, picking up pretty much where that Club World Cup relationship left off, that beautiful weighted pass in, and he's off and running, and he's like, I run, you put the ball where I want the ball. But I don't think he can do any more. I mean, the fact we got beat by Arsenal, most teams do, by the way.
Yeah.
They are.
Not Manchester United, but most teams, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what happened in the early part of the season. Right, well done. I'm glad you beat them, by the way.
Yeah.
But I just think that there is... Everyone is waiting for Liam Rosenior to fall down. This was a statement win. Is it the biggest statement? No. But to go away in the Champions League against the Italian champions, all right, injuries. Yeah, they're nowhere near the team that we played back in 2012, right? I understand all of that, but you still got to go there and win. You still got to turn the game around. And he did, and we got the result. And there was a point where we were missing out on that top eight, right?
There was.
And he made subs, and he got it right. And if you're going to criticise him getting the team selection and the shape wrong, or certainly the setup wrong first off, I think in equal measure, you then got to go and say, well done, you rolled the dice, he made big changes, he had to do some with the Gusto one.
You talk about the subs and the change. Did he get the Gittins one right, though?
I don't mind that.
You don't mind it?
No, I don't mind that. Sub in a sub. Mourinho did it to Joe Cole, didn't he?
Yeah, no, we've seen it.
I don't mind it.
No, and he brought Gittins on at 2-1 down, or certainly around that period. We're now 3-2 up. You've done your job.
Yeah.
And when Gittins come off, right, and you see his face, he's got to look like that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He's got to look like that. He has to look, and I felt for him. But this is, and what it showed me, that Liam Rosenior is happy and will make decisions that are unpopular with that player.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the cold light of day, he will, Jamie Gittins, reflect on, right, at that time I come on here, the game changed, he went to 5 at the back. He has to bring another centre. It's not like he's making, if he's bringing another winger on, then he's got gripes. He hasn't.
It's just a shape thing.
It's the shape thing. And you've got to take it on. And that's what happens at big clubs, big decisions, in uncomfortable moments, at crucial times.
Yeah.
You get them right, and we go through. Jamie Gittins can't complain. He's got no leg to stand. He can be unhappy, but what he can't do is go, that was wrong.
Yeah, I agree. If nothing else, I think Antonio Conte is one of Chelsea's greatest ever managers. I don't think in the history of the Premier League there has ever been a title win that can so clearly be traced to the brilliance of the manager. The manager won the league for Chelsea. Like, look, Sir Alex Ferguson, genius, I'm not saying that. But part of the reason they won the league wasn't only his brilliance. It was the fact that York and Cole were so good together. It was the fact that Ryan Giggs is an icon. It was the fact that David Beckham was unplayable. Loads of reasons. That team wasn't great. Conte made us champions. And Rosenior beat him at home. If nothing else, he's done Antonio Conte.
I don't think that's a hot take.
A 2-1 down in his own backyard. I think there needs to be given some real respect on that one.
Yeah.
And that is that's the first statement win where most people felt a 2-1 down, myself included, that we weren't going to have enough to get in the top 8. Well done him.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what a pleasure this is, by the way, to be former Chelsea defender, Chelsea super fan, right? Are you scared? Are you hearing about these Cole Palmer to Manchester United rumours? How are you feeling? Because you boys look a bit shaky. I said Cole Palmer upstairs, and you just I saw a little cold sweat.
No, I turned my back on you.
You did. He did turn his back on me.
I don't really get it.
But Cole Palmer to United?
No, I just don't get it. I don't see why. I think Cole Palmer's an amazing footballer who, if Chelsea don't start matching his ambition, I think could move on.
Yeah.
But I don't know why a player of Cole Palmer's quality would be looking at what's going on at Manchester United off the back of 2 good games, suddenly going, that's the move for me.
It wasn't because of that. It's because he's a boyhood Manchester United fan. And he misses Manchester, apparently. Those are the whispers that we're hearing. Yeah. And if he was to go back to his hometown, he'd prefer the red side over the blue side, obviously. So that's where it is. But the question that goes one further, which is why here he is. He's starting to yawn already. If you get the camera on, and both of them, both of them.
Sorry, mate.
I'm going to ask it.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm going to ask it. I'm going to ask it because everyone's going to be asking this question as well, and it will split people down the middle. But is Cole Palmer an upgrade or a downgrade on Bruno Fernandes? That's what that. I'm just going to throw that over there.
Okay. So, explain the rules to this conversation, right? Because there have to be rules.
Here he goes.
To this conversation.
Go on.
Bruno Fernandes is a. So what's the question? Give me the question in black and white.
What is Cole Palmer an upgrade or a downgrade on Bruno Fernandes?
This year or in 5 years?
Let's say this year.
So but that's not happening.
If it's this summer, it will be.
No. But you're okay. He's not signing a 1-year contract.
No.
Right, okay. So give me the rules.
So I know what you're doing here.
No. Give me.
The only thing in his pro column.
I can simplify this.
The only thing in his pro column is his age. That's what you're telling me.
Well, both of them. By the way.
Will he become what Bruno Fernandes has become?
Okay. What's the question?
Okay.
Sorry.
Let me lay out a different question then.
Okay,
Who's better, Bruno Fernandes or Cole Palmer?
What? This season or last?
Obviously,
now.
When
they finish their careers,
look at you guys just don't want to answer the question.
No, because you're not. Sorry, Rory. Okay. This time last year, what's your answer?
Bruno.
No, not
That's
last
rubbish.
year.
Absolute rubbish.
Why?
Not last.
Absolute rubbish.
Why?
What,
Because
when
Cole
Bruno
Palmer-
Fernandes was the captain of a Man United team, was getting spanked by Tottenham in a European final?
When you guys have spent billions,
Yeah.
on your squad, and he saved us from relegation with
Cole Palmer was a one-man team.
with the numbers that he put up.
Cole Palmer last season was voted the best player in the Club World Cup.
Cole
He's-
Palmer doesn't keep United out of the relegation zone.
He kept Chelsea out of
No-
it. He
no
kept Chelsea
chance.
out of it the previous season.
He won
no
Chelsea
chance.
Club World Cup.
No chance. Yeah,
He kept
Club
Chelsea out
World
of it the
Cup.
previous season.
Club World Cup.
Oh, it didn't matter, no.
It's all right, isn't it?
No.
It's all right, isn't it?
Well, the trophy against Tottenham would have mattered.
Yeah.
And he's a captain of a team that didn't turn up against Aaron Postecoglou's Tottenham team.
Bruno
He's a
very
captain, he has to
rarely
take
goes
some-
missing.
Right.
Very rarely goes missing. Answer the question: who's better, Cole Palmer or Bruno Fernandes?
Cole Palmer.
You
Cole
don't mean
Palmer
that.
will finish his career with so much more silver.
No,
than
I'm not
Bruno
asking
Fernandes.
about finishing his career. This is what if you have to let me. How about I add these caveats to the
You
conversation?
do what you want. I
can't-
want a straight
you
question.
can't-
I'll
I've
give you a
given
straight
you.
answer.
Who's better? You can't talk about his age. You can't talk
What-
about by Bruno Fernandes' age. He's going to be this. Right now, who's better out of Bruno and Cole
Cole
Palmer?
Palmer's
This
been
season.
injured this season.
This season.
If you want to make it this season,
Okay.
Bruno Fernandes.
Right.
If you
okay.
wanna make
Come
it-
on, this is why you need clear.
Clarity.
You do need clear and concise questions, and I've asked them. Right, this season Cole Palmer's hardly been fit.
Yeah.
Right. So
this
it's
season,
clearly
okay.
Bruno.
Yeah.
It's clearly Bruno.
This season it
right?
is, yeah.
Okay. Last season it's Cole Palmer.
Yeah, and the season before was Cole Palmer.
I think
Come on.
last season it's incredibly close and worth
No,
a
it's
conversation.
not.
No, it
but
isn't.
it is
No,
though.
it's not.
But
No,
it
it
is though.
isn't.
But it is though.
Bruno Fernandes should have had the captaincy stripped off the back of what happened against
What?
him.
This is
When you're the captain of a club
This
that is
is
failing,
insane.
you take more responsibility than everyone else.
Let me tell
when
you.
Marcel Desailly was captain of Chelsea and Chelsea didn't win away from home until April that season, he's the captain. It's his responsibility.
Bruno, if he starts over Palmer in Chelsea's side, Chelsea finish higher up in the table. No. Yes, they do.
What, this season or last?
Every season.
Well, where did Man United finish last season?
Every season. Yeah,
Where
but
did-
Man United have a terrible squad.
Hold on.
They have a terrible squad. Chelsea don't have a terrible
We finished
squad.
fourth last year. You saying we should have finished third?
You could have probably went for the title with Bruno in that side.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yawn off.
Yeah, absolutely not. This is.
Help me
You're
out
doing,
here.
you're
Listen,
doing the
help
same
me
thing you
out
did with
here.
Amorim. You know when you're
No,
doing
no.
that Amorim love?
No.
It's just like blind loyalty, which is football.
What were my
but
pros?
That's what you're doing.
What were my pros for Amorim? My pros for Amorim were it's worked for Arteta. We have to back the manager. With Bruno, I'll die on this hill. He is criminally underrated. If you guys are putting Cole Palmer in the same breath
I think
as
he's
him.
criminally overrated by you.
No, he's not though.
criminally.
He's underrated. Every single season he's coming to Manchester United. He's got double figures for goals. Hold on, double figures for assists. That only one player has created more chances
This is all
than
stats,
him.
though, isn't it?
Obviously,
This
stats.
is all stats.
Hold
This
on.
is all
No,
like
we're
I'm
not talking
watching play.
XG. We're
I'm
not talking
watching play. I've
XG.
seen Manchester United have their worst ever season with him as the captain.
You don't watch Bruno if you don't think Bruno is. If you don't think he's world class.
I watched him in the
I
final
mean,
against
world
Tottenham.
class.
Jace,
I mean, world class.
he's world class.
World class.
Name me.
No.
Right. Here we
Where
go.
does, he,
I mean-
where does he rate in the history of Manchester United Premier League midfielders? What are you saying?
Right up there.
Central midfielders.
Right up there.
Okay, so if you did the best ever Man United team, he's obviously not in it. If you did the second best ever Man United team, he's obviously not
If
in
they're
it.
playing a 10, he's in it. He could be in it.
Yeah, if you work a formation that suits him perfectly, there.
No, but a 10 is not.
But let's just go
If they're
basic.
playing a 10, he could
basic
make it.
midfielders, right? The best ever Man United Premier League era will probably be what? Keane and Scholes?
Probably, but he'd make the 07-08 squad. Anderson was getting a game every week. Every week. He's better than Anderson. I'll tell you something. Bruno Fernandes, especially in recent history, is one of the greatest Premier League players we've seen. In recent history, there's only one 10 that's better than him, and that's Kevin De Bruyne. Only one. You name me better 10s since the Premier League started.
Well, the last 2 or 3 years he's been behind Odegaard, in my opinion.
Odegaard had one assist
No.
up until a couple months ago,
No,
all
the
year.
last couple of seasons.
Oh, no.
right?
I can't have this Odegaard stuff.
Odegaard has outperformed Bruno in the last 2 or 3 seasons.
No way.
Well, I'll have that argument.
Jace, and this is what I say. With all due
Are
respect.
you saying that Arsenal would have won the title if Bruno played for them?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
How are you? If you don't watch Bruno, just say you don't watch Bruno.
No,
he does-
disagreeing with you doesn't mean we don't watch
No,
it.
you clearly don't. If you think Odegaard is better than Bruno, I am shocked.
The best number 10 up until he had a poor one last year. 2 years before that, he was the most consistent number 10 in the country. Odegaard.
Not
and
better
I
than
love that. And I. Yeah, I'm no Arsenal fan.
I know. No,
Odegaard was head and shoulders above Bruno.
I'm surprised that he's getting this amount of praise. So the best ever Manchester United team will probably be Keane and Scholes as a midfield, right? We're talking Premier League era.
Yeah.
Keane and Scholes.
No, he doesn't disrupt that. Of course.
He doesn't get anywhere near that.
No, of course not.
I don't think he's in a second string either. I don't think he's in Manchester United's
course he
best
is.
ever second string.
He could be. He could be. I don't know what midfielders you're playing over him. I don't know who you're talking
Well,
about.
Paul Ince a better player than him.
No.
Of course he was.
Nah, not better than Bruno.
Paul Ince?
No.
Of course he was.
No, he wasn't.
Paul Ince was integral to a team that won a double.
Can I say this about Bruno? Because I've been screamed at that we need to move on. But we are every single week for about 5 seasons in a row, he puts up unbelievable performances, world-class passes, match-winning
No
goals.
one's doubting his ability.
Yeah, he's a good footballer.
No one's doubting that.
You are both doubting his ability.
I'm doubting his ability as a world-class footballer.
Here's the thing.
He's definitely world-class.
I still think he's a brilliant footballer, but it's the pedestal you're putting him on that I'm struggling to kind of go.
You can't name me many squads he wouldn't get into in the world.
No, he's a very good player.
In the world.
Well, England's. He ain't getting England's. Him or Bellingham?
It's close.
Him or Palmer?
No, probably Bruno.
He's not.
Probably Bruno.
It's not Palmer over Bellingham.
Probably Bruno.
But if it was,
Honestly.
if you were right, if it was Palmer over Bellingham, if it was Fernandes over Bellingham,
Yeah.
Real Madrid would have bought Fernandes.
I think they've been interested in him over the years.
But
though.
they bought Bellingham.
Yeah, no, of course.
There's no point
I
having
get
a
that.
sniff, mate. You're
I
not going to have a bite.
Maybe that's the perfect way to end that. But I genuinely, and I'll put it out there to the comments. If name me squads he wouldn't get into in the world, you'll
He's
run
a good
out.
player.
You'll run out on one
He's a
hand. You'll
good
run
player.
out.
But you could say use exactly the same logic for Cole Palmer. What squad doesn't Cole Palmer get into in the
Man United's. Right, here we go. Look at JC's face.
No, I just wonder what Bruno's doing in the Champions League this season.
Oh!
No, I just
They
wonder.
could have been in it as well because they played Tottenham in a perfect
I
opportunity.
just wonder what. Oh no, he's not in it yet.
You're nasty.
No, Palmer had 2 last night. Sorry.
That's nasty. Right, okay. Arsenal fans, and Arsenal in general. But this is a great question. 4 points away from 4 points ahead of Manchester City now in the title race. Are the Arsenal fans causing more unrest than they need to? Because I'm listening to the sports bar and I'm listening to Arsenal fans call in and they're panicking. And I'm not too sure where this panic is coming from.
Well, I know where it's come from. It's historically where they've been here before. They've walked down this road and they've walked down this road in the same shoes and they're feeling that blister. And they're like, can we, you're walking. And no, it's true. This is what they're feeling. It's starting to reignite what they've experienced before.
Yeah.
And there's a
PTSD.
fear. There's a fear.
Yeah.
There's a fear they've got. I happen to believe, and I hope I'm wrong, I happen to think that fear is just based on that. I think they still win the title. I don't think City are good enough. However, the introduction of Mark Gueye at centre-half does solve clearly a problem they've had. Semenyo, been outstanding. I still think they are susceptible. They're not defensively the unit that Arsenal are. And I think that Arsenal, even though they conceded 1 or 2 cheapish goals, I still think that Arsenal, as a complete team, and the manager has got them playing in that way, I think they're going to have a bit. It's going to be tight. I think they're going to have a bit too much for City.
There's 2
still.
worries. I agree with the point you made at the beginning. There is something weird going on with Arsenal fans, and I think Jason's right. Okay, I understand why they like it. They're feeling the blister.
Yeah.
I get it, but I can rationalise an anxiety among their fans. I think their fans are correct to be anxious. What I can't rationalise is anger. Like they booed them off the other day.
Yeah, I know.
Like that anger, that palpable anger, doesn't make sense to me. They're top of the league. They're top of 2 leagues. They're in every competition. I don't know why they're so angry when things aren't going their way. They've built up a cushion. They've built up a cushion for a reason. But if they don't win the league, I think it's obviously going to come down to this. If all 3 of us played a game, if we did our team of the season so far, you would do yours, I would do right. We would all probably David Raya, probably Gabriel, possibly Saliba, probably Timber. And we keep going, and then as soon as you get to the forward players, not one of us would put one Arsenal player on even on the table.
Yeah, you're
There
right.
isn't one across that front 4. Say
It's true.
there isn't one.
That's
You
true.
don't talk about them. And now the question then becomes: can you defend your way to a title? I always see title winners, particularly when you're the challenger, having to go and claim a title, go to the Etihad and win. That's what Chelsea had to do under Mourinho. Go to Highbury and win. I don't know if you can defend your way to a league. You probably can. You seem to think they can.
Well, I think over the course of a season, that's the backbone, that's the spine, that's their base. I take your point. They are set piece FC, and they're not going to like it, but it's effective and it works,
but
right?
It's a positive when it's not all you do.
But they do need to come up with a different way, and I just wonder whether there is that. I get the anxiety. I see it, right? But they have to find a way to score goals or be a bit more creative in open play.
Yeah.
Is it bravery? Is it just bravery from Arteta?
I think there is an element of that because that base is so solid, and they got Rice in there, right? They've got a lot going for them. But you're right, Rory's absolutely right. When you get above that halfway line, you start looking about the creativity, the goal score there. I mean, what we saw was Pedro and Palmer. I'm going to go back because it's a fresh one.
Yeah.
But that pass from Palmer in there, we don't see that from Arsenal.
No.
Yeah, I remember you used to see that Vieira or Petit would put Ian Wright in.
Yeah.
That pass doesn't exist anymore for Arsenal.
No, I tell you why, because Odegaard's in the 10.
It's a crazy thing, though, isn't it? The first 7 players, you could say 5 Arsenal players. If you're doing your team of the year, first 7 names that you say, if you work from back to front, the first 7, 5 Arsenal players, no controversy.
Yeah.
Not one. 5 out of 7, then not one beyond that.
Is Havertz coming back? I think that could be a big boost to him. Do you think that
there's nobody? He's coming into a side, but that creativity. Havertz is not a number 9. I'm not sure. I think the same problem still exists. I don't think it solves it. I would, if you had Havertz slightly deeper and had someone running, they don't get runners from deep. Who are the runners from deep?
None. They don't know.
No, it's Rice.
It doesn't have any.
It's Rice.
And Rice is
that runner from deep. He's the 8.
But you know that late box crasher?
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been spoiled for 10 years with Lampard. That late box crasher. Bruno Fernandes does it. Paul Scholes used to do it. There just isn't enough goals in the team when you don't have that. You don't have the runners. You're a really stable unit. You're very difficult to beat. That could be enough this year.
Yeah.
But if it comes down to you can't always not lose a title. Sometimes you've got to go and win it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we're looking at this Arsenal team now. They might have to go to the to the Etihad and win it and win the league there.
Yeah.
Are they capable the way that they went to Old Trafford and won it when Will Todd scored? Are they capable?
Do you think 4 points is enough, Rory?
It's not a big cushion, 4 points. Considering, if I asked you about the season, right? I go, how do Arsenal do this year? You'd go, brilliant.
Yeah.
I go, how did City do? You go, oh, mate, they're in crisis. You go, why have they not got a 12-point gap?
No, I can't believe they're only 4 points in.
Why have they not got a
And by the
12-point
way,
gap?
can we just please show some respect to Villa?
Because
we are all guilty, myself included, that we're not. It's always City. Understanding because they got Pep and they've won the title so many times. Right?
Defeat that
right?
did it for me.
Yeah, of course. Right, but they're only 4 points behind still, and I'm not saying they will win it,
but they're right in it though.
but I think we need to just give them a little bit of a mention.
I think
For us
you're
not
right.
to
Out of
mention
courtesy,
them.
and politeness, you're right. It was the Everton result.
Yeah.
It was the Everton. I just thought they had an opportunity to go within a point.
Yeah, and and that's what that's pressure does.
Pressure,
to
yeah,
you,
of course. Emery.
Go in there and get. Are you real contenders? Are you? And Arsenal now? I can't believe, as Roger said, I can't believe that City are only 4 points.
Yeah.
Yet they've been on an absolute stinkfest of a run.
Yeah, I know.
And Arsenal have been chugging along quite nicely, but
And
what,
City
2
have the goal
points?
difference. City have the goal
Yeah,
difference
yeah,
amazingly.
it's tighter now than I thought it would. If you asked me this 6 weeks ago, I would have
it'd be
said
10 points clear.
Yeah, I wouldn't, maybe not 10, but I said there'll be at least
not
2.5 games ahead.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's 1.5.
The Man United game has blown it wide open, hasn't it? It really has. And we'll come on to kind of previewing and reviewing things as well. I just want to quickly move you on to, obviously Liverpool had a fantastic result yesterday, as you would expect though. On the weekend, as I predicted, Bournemouth beat them. I nearly went draw, which it nearly was, and I said Liverpool would win, and they did. But a lot of questions, even from the Liverpool fan base. I'm watching the podcast and I'm seeing them talk about it. Van Dijk, right? Well, I don't want to single him out, but this is a question circulating that I thought I'd put on the table. Do you think his legacy as a defender within the Premier League is slightly overrated, underrated, or appropriately rated? I'm looking at you, Roy, straight away because
I think he's desperately overrated.
Dear,
Yeah, desperately.
Van Dijk's
Desperately.
What? Why?
I don't really get it. He's absolutely nowhere near John Terry. Like, they don't play the same sport. He's just nowhere near John Terry.
You wouldn't make your Premier League 11 then alongside
He wouldn't
him?
make my second string. Honestly, I could make one Premier League 11. It would be Rio Ferdinand and John Terry as the two. I could make another Premier League 11. It would be Tony Adams, Jaap Stam.
Ooh, okay. So you do think it's overrated then?
I think
Because
it's
a lot of
massively
people are saying he's the best Premier League defender we've ever seen. So you're
Honestly,
in the same wavelength here.
No, Liverpool fans are saying this, right? And I don't want. Honestly, I've been saying this for 3 or 4 seasons now, that he is an excellent defender. He is nowhere near And I could probably name you 10 centre-halves.
That are better.
That in my time at the Premier League, John Terry and Rio Ferdinand, I'm going to go Vidic, throw Vidic in there.
Sol Campbell's better.
Don't at me about it. And this is the thing. It gathers pace, and I don't quite know how it is with Liverpool players, but when it gathers pace, it then seems to become fact. And that... back-to-back Premier League titles, please. You know, some of the defending Champions League final against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know, that backwards run that he somehow has. Let me tell you now, that mistake that he made against, and in fact, the two mistakes that he made against Bournemouth at the weekend. Never have I seen John Terry do that. Never.
No.
And John Terry was doing this for the best part of 20 years.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right? The best part, every single week, every single game, every single tournament. Don't come at me about Van Dijk, who brilliant, but had to go to Celtic, had to go to Southampton. John Terry does not go to Celtic. John Terry does not go to Southampton and then go to Liverpool. He's brilliant. Don't ever go. It's rude and offensive to actually put Van Dijk and John Terry in the same conversation.
I completely agree. Van Dijk is the best about at the moment. John Terry is the best to have ever done it in the Premier League. Also, do you know there's this myth about the way that John Terry was maybe a bit of a hustle and bustler. John Terry on the ball. John Terry starting Chelsea's attacks. That left-footed pass where he would start our attacks. It's such a myth that... He's not good on the ball. It's such a myth that Van Dijk's better on the ball than him. He just 100% isn't. And then you look at the achievements. John Terry captained Chelsea to a league title 05. A decade later, captained Chelsea to a title 2015. And he didn't miss 1 minute of that entire season. Played every minute. Remember, a couple of years earlier, Rafael Benitez said that he was done. Tried to say that he was done. He comes back. So that would have been 2013. 2015... Terry played every single minute of every single match as Chelsea win the league and the League Cup, and he scores against Tottenham in the League Cup final.
It's unbelievable.
It's a different class. Yeah. They don't play the same sport.
Do you know what, right? People forget, because we live in the moment, and I think we're probably all a little bit guilty of it, but we live in the moment and we get thrown down our throats about what it is now. It's like they're relics. John Terry's not a relic. John Terry has been lifting Champions League, Premier League titles not that long ago.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
And we forget. It's so easy to forget how good. I mean, Vincent Kompany, right?
Oh,
sorry, have we forgotten about him?
Yeah, you're right.
Come on, let's. Yeah. And then I don't know what it is, but a lot of people in the media somehow Liverpool think that he's the greatest defender ever. Honestly, it's offensive.
Yeah, you know what? I agree.
Because he's not top 5.
It's offensive.
No, he's not top five in my opinion either. Well, we're all on the same page for once. Yeah, I agree completely. Okay, those are the kind of burning hot topics. Let's talk about briefly what was an absolutely bonkers night yesterday. So hard to keep across everything. Fantastic. It felt like a last day of the Premier League kind of vibe, but it was nuts. Champions League, of course. I want to get your winner of the tournament, who you think it might be, because talkSPORT are making Arsenal favourites at the moment. Again, as you would expect, top of the tree, had a fantastic campaign in the group. Where are you with it? Do you think Arsenal can win the Champions League? We talked about their Premier League credentials. If not Arsenal, who?
Arsenal can win it.
Arsenal can. I don't think they would be my favourites, though. Look, it's likely to be an English winner, isn't it? What have we got? 5 teams still in the competition.
Yeah.
Five teams still in the competition.
That is crazy. I don't know what.
It's horrible.
What you
have you seen our dominance as well? Yeah. Have you seen? I think out of all of the games that English sides have played, we've only lost 9. I think we played 50 games, lost 9.
Yeah, 5 out of the top 8 yesterday.
Scored over 100 goals.
Went through. Yeah, mental.
That is. I just wonder, looking forward, what UEFA looks like and feels like about this tournament. Because
I don't like it. I don't like the new format.
And one more goal, Newcastle getting there.
I just find the new format really frustrating, because what should have happened, at Man City, that game that Man City played last night, it should have been like a desperate, everybody needs to watch it. It's going to be, but there's a safety net of a playoff. So nobody really cares. Basically, this is set up to extract more games out of the competition, which is what UEFA want, and then it's set up to make sure that the big teams go through.
Yeah.
It's not a disaster for Newcastle.
It'll be fine.
Had Chelsea not got in, it would not have been a disaster.
No, exactly.
It's a disaster for Napoli, by the way.
Oh,
that's a disaster.
Well, that's why I think
nearly a disaster for Benfica. How good was Benfica? Mourinho, I just love him so much.
That was so old school. See Mourinho celebrating like that.
It was just beautiful.
Keeper goes up and gets his head on it as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable. Yeah, you're right though. For context, Arsenal favourites at 100 to 30 at the moment. But yeah, there's a lot. There's
Bayern. I know Arsenal battered Bayern, but Arsenal battered PSG in the groups last year.
Well, you can grow into a tournament, can't you? We can see that. You're having Bayern, are you? Is that what
I mean, with Harry Kane, he's the best centre forward in the world right now.
By a distance.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The best. Why can't they?
What is your pick then? I never got your pick. Who do you think? You're not going
We're not
Arsenal?
going to have an outsider Chelsea because we're capable. Right?
Yeah, I mean, who wins the Champions League when you change a manager halfway?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Chelsea. Do.
Exactly. Yeah. And you play Napoli.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Oh, you guys love it.
I think maybe Bayern Munich.
Right, Rory, you hear me mention at the top of every show, this is brought to you by talkSPORT Bet. Have you had a chance to check them out yet?
Yeah, I have, mate. And more importantly, I've checked out the welcome offer. It is actually ridiculous.
It really is. It really is. And I'll tell you guys exactly what that is. It is bet £10 and get £40 in free bets, not up to. £40 in free bets, and you've just got to go to www.talksportbet.com/studsup, and we'll put the link in the description as well.
Mate, it's one of those. If you are betting anything this weekend, whatever you are thinking of doing, you basically have to do it this way. You bet a tenner, you get £40 free bets.
That's unreal. Well worth snapping up, and I'll tell you the URL again. It's talksportbet.com/studsup. 18 plus, obviously, and gamble responsibly. Now let's get back to the chaos.
Yeah?
I think maybe Bayern Munich.
I think that's a good shot. That's probably where I'd go.
I
They
mean,
might be second
Don't
favourites.
write PSG off. They were very similar this time last year.
They grew into it last year.
Very
didn't they?
similar this time last
Players
year.
are back and all that as well.
You know, I just wonder whether that actually last year their final game got them into the last 24. This time they've missed out a little.
Although, do you know what? Nobody, apart from the obvious, nobody retains the Champions League in its modern day format, do they? Apart, obviously, Zidane.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
No.
Nobody has, I don't think.
No.
Only Zidane.
Just
of them,
Madrid, yeah.
So it would be amazing for Luis Enrique to do it, but he's certainly capable. I don't disagree with Jason.
He's
an amazing
capable.
manager.
Oh, he's capable 100%. So you're saying Bayern. I'm inclined to agree with you, I think.
Or Liverpool, maybe. I've got a horrible, weird feeling that Liverpool...
Liverpool.
They're doing all right, in the Champions League, to be fair.
I mean, whisper it quietly, so are Spurs, but
No.
I know.
Impossible. But
Well,
they did finish
very
above
quietly.
us. But they did finish above us. But you see, this is the ridiculousness of the group, isn't it? This is the ridiculousness. How can they be a top when you haven't all played the same team? It's just just nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, they've had two very easy fixtures against two German sides that are totally out of form.
Let's be honest. The Champions League does
Starts
not
now.
start
Yeah.
until now.
Yeah,
Of course.
I agree.
Now it starts.
Yeah.
Right? Forget the group games. It's always been the same. You can rejig it and do whatever you want to it. Generally, cream rises to the top.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
You can try and change it. Napoli, that's their on their watch. They've come out of that
disaster
stage,
for
right?
them, isn't it?
Disaster for
Terrible.
them,
But that's
right?
why I think that result for you guys was so much
Conte in
better,
Europe, man.
by the way.
But you watch when we get to the knockout stages, all the big
Real
big
Madrid
heads
will
be-
start performing
All the
and
big
Paris
heads will
Saint-Germain
be
will
there,
start
mate.
performing.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah.
They and we'll see. But the Champions League group stage. Now,
Have you seen?
now
We can win it.
kicks off.
We could potentially win it if Chelsea win it and not leave the country again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our path could be like we potentially got Newcastle. Like we might have Monaco.
Yeah,
might
yeah.
have Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
But we could have Newcastle.
Yeah.
Then beyond that, I think we could have Liverpool. Then beyond that, we could have Arsenal. Like we don't leave the country. Yeah.
What about Chelsea Arsenal final in the Champions
I mean, we've been there,
League?
done that back to, haven't we?
Yeah, I would love to run it back and say that again. You mentioned Spurs very quietly. You whispered it really quietly.
Yeah, but you've got to give them. Tip your hat.
Well, it was the Champions League. It was a Dortmund result that gave Frank a bit of breathing space because I think he was favourite to be the next Premier League manager to go. There was so much momentum building against him.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd survive. It gave him a bit of breathing space. They do it again in the Champions League. And they're obviously not performing in the
Frankfurt,
Prem.
wasn't it?
Yeah, 2-0. Do you think this is an advocate for just give him a bit more time? Because he's not even had the season. And Spurs fans, we're not Spurs fans, so we can't tell them how to feel. But do you think he deserves a bit more time to at least get things right and get to a summer?
Look, Big Ange won the Europa League last season. Didn't give him his job.
No.
It's all about your league form. Because the cups are great. As far as Champions League's concerned, Spurs have done what Spurs in the Premier League should do. Newcastle are the only one that haven't got there. Every Premier League club should finish in that top 8. We should. Chelsea
It'd be 6
should get
out of
there.
8 then, by
Right?
the way.
Right, okay. So every club should do it.
Right.
Now, I'll go back to what I was saying. Now the test. Home and away, over 2 legs.
Yeah.
Now pull out a result. Now, they've been getting away with it, Spurs, because of what's happened in the Champions League. And it's fine. That Dortmund game, I saw them first half. They were brilliant. Go down to 10 men, and then they dominated, and they deserve to win it by more. But it didn't keep Big Ange in the job.
No.
And he
needs to breed form. He needs to use that to breed form in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like whatever happens in the Champions League, he needs to get a good win, whoever they're going to play next, I think Inter potentially get a good win away at the San Siro and use that as a galvanising.
Yeah, you can use the competition to
Yeah,
for sure.
I think the competition tells you about Spurs. Spurs against a Burnley, against a Brighton, but then they're up against a European opposition where Spurs are
better than them.
They're better.
They're better than the Bundesliga
And that's why,
sides.
and
It's
that,
a sad
and
state
that
of
I
affairs.
think backs up why you've got 5 out of 8 in the Premier League.
Yeah.
There is a horrible thing when you look at European football, and I made this point. I got quite a lot of stick because I made it about Brighton. I was like, when Brighton beat Ajax, that was just not what should happen. They shouldn't be playing each other like that, and I got a lot of stick for it.
Right.
But I kind of stand by it. You know, when you look at the Champions League teams yesterday that looked like the teams that were going to fall out of it, and you're looking at Napoli and Benfica.
Yeah.
You're like, when I was a kid, they were two of the biggest clubs about, like Marseille. One of the biggest football clubs. You know, when I was young, Jean-Pierre Papin, Eric Cantona, Abidi Pele. It was like they were a force, right? Chris Waddle went there. That's how good it was. They were taking our best players, and now they can't get through. And it's all because of the money sloshing around the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you said slotting around because I was about to talk about Liverpool, and that's a nice segue. So Slot again, he's one of those that have come under pressure at points. We've all kind of gone two-footed on Slot at
I've
points.
backed Slot, and the way he's talking at the moment, I think, mate, you're making me look a burk.
Yeah, some of his
getting it
comments.
so wrong.
Yeah, some of his comments are outrageous,
you
aren't they?
can't talk about low blocks as Liverpool manager.
No.
Your job is to come up with the answer for that.
Yeah.
And I'll rate Slot. And I think, look, he won the league, right? You extend a courtesy to anyone who's won a league. But he can't moan about low blocks. The other thing he did, you know, when they got those 2 draws, did you see his comments off the back of the 2 draws? They got 2 draws in London. A draw at Fulham and a draw at Arsenal. You remember the 2 games, right? The geezer at the end at Fulham hit a goal ball, never hit a ball like that again for the rest of his life, right?
Yeah.
And then the point they got at Arsenal. He spoke about that. And the fans were very supportive at Arsenal, very negative at Fulham. And he's like, I don't know what the problem is. It's an away game. It's exactly the same result. They should be backing us in the same way they did at Arsenal. I'm like, a point at Arsenal is a very different point to a point at Fulham when you're winning with 30 seconds left, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But if you're a Liverpool fan, right? I mean, because we have to highlight that Slot's not got a centre back essentially, and we're in a place where do the board trust Slot and back Slot, or do they pivot? If you're a Liverpool fan,
because we, you know.
No, they need to buy. They need a right back.
The window shuts so much.
You're right.
And the Frimpong news.
Yeah, you're right.
And the Frimpong news. They need a player that can play right back and centre half.
I know. So
Ben White. They need to sign Ben White.
Yeah, you're right. But you got to feel from a bit, don't you, Slot? You've got to feel from a bit because he needs backing to a degree. He needs another centre back. He needs some defenders.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, look, they went out and backed him in the transfer window, but at the wrong end of the
Exactly.
top heavy.
Yeah.
But where they really, and any Liverpool hand that I've spoken on the sports bar, saying the same thing. It's actually where we need back there. We need support back there.
Yeah.
Well, that ship it would have feel right now. It's sailed.
Yeah, it's
the transfer window is closing on the 3rd, right?
Yeah, they needed Gahey. It's so obvious now. I know hindsight's a beautiful thing, but they needed Gahey, didn't they?
20 mil. 20 mil plus add-ons.
I don't know why they didn't go and do it in the summer. Yeah. Took the eye off the ball. They're more interested in Isak and Ekitike. Ekitike has been brilliant. The Wirtz thing, you know, you look at it now. If you could rewind 8 months and that transfer window, there is no way they're repeating that. Yeah. They are going straight after Gahey. Yeah. They're going money that you can't turn down. Go 50 million. Give them double what they're going to get in Jan.
Yeah.
Give them
their
that.
mind up.
They go.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen what? You've got to make them think about that, and they didn't. They tried to pinch Gahey, and that's they're going to regret it.
Yeah, they probably will. So, if just quickly before we move on, Liverpool fans are calling the sports bar. I understand there's a bunch of Liverpool fans, so you can only get a certain amount on. What's the vibe? Because is the general consensus they're wanting him gone, or
bizarrely, there's a lot
sticking with him?
No.
They do.
No,
they do want him gone.
They've seen enough. It's not just the results. Actually, it's the style of play. And I think what we've seen from where Klopp 2 years ago had this, you don't have to be a Liverpool fan to really appreciate and enjoy what Liverpool were doing. It's that high energy, high press. It was fun to watch. They were a good team to watch, and they got results. Last season, I felt Slot tempered that. He went a little bit more defensive midfield. Gravenberch in there was a little bit more. They weren't as cavalier. It feels this year they've regressed again.
Yeah.
And now the build-up is slow. They're going backwards, sideways, and they're finding it hard to really have that high energy. A lot of Liverpool fans want him out because of not just the results, which have been pretty poor.
Yeah.
Even though they're fifth
Fifth
now. it's also the style of play.
Yeah.
It's a
Flat,
style.
innit?
They are a dull team to watch.
Also, if you
they're
think
they're
about
not an easy
Liverpool,
watch.
all my life, they've always been like a joyful team. Like when I was a kid, it was like that Spice Boy team. Steve McManaman was a glorious footballer to watch. Sadio Mane was a glorious footballer. They've always had that. This just feels so functional.
They're flat.
Yeah,
They're flat.
It feels so functional. I think Anfield will really relate well to a bit of a maverick.
Yeah.
And they just don't have it at the moment.
No, you're probably right. It sounds like.
But
then,
he's won a league. Go back on everything that we've just said. He's won a league. Arteta hasn't. Rosenior hasn't. He won the league. Carrick hasn't.
Yeah.
Like, on some level, you go, this is mental. You're talking about sacking the fellow that is the existing reigning champion.
No, but that carries only so much clout. I mean, the two fullbacks need to be mentioned as well, because obviously what Trent leaving and Robertson not good.
Yeah.
The Kirkes, that's
it's not worked.
Well, it hasn't flourished. It might eventually work, but Frimpong hasn't quite worked. Here's what I thought they were going to do, because Kirkes at Bournemouth and Frimpong that I saw in the Champions League,
Four up front,
they were like wing backs.
know, yeah.
Why has that not happened? Why has he not
Also,
utilised those?
Frimpong played there, didn't he? Against Arsenal, it was very good.
I actually really rate
But he
him.
went off. He's injured.
No, I know.
Like they've got Gravenberch playing centre half. It's weird for me to say this, but you know, with the transfer window still open, they just need bodies.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
They just need body. They need some players.
Yeah.
You got Gravenberch centre half. You've got-
Endo played there the other day as well.
Oh, that's no good, is it?
Endo at centre half.
Mental.
Yeah, and that was
Well, we'll know this time. Well, we'll know next week by the next Studs Up whether there was any deadline day signings. Like you say, they just need bodies. So I'm sure we'll react to that.
Maybe.
Right, this is the best bit for me of the show. I've been looking forward to this. We're picking the Studs Up Acca. Last week's Acca landed at 50-1. Well done, boys. That's the second time you've done it as well, you
He
know.
was the meanest cat in Chicago.
Yeah, here he is.
Meanest
That's the
cat.
energy we need. 50-1, which was Chelsea win. It was a Manchester United win against Arsenal, and you said it would be 3-2.
No, that's
sensational.
That's sensational betting that.
Yeah,
Sensational.
unbelievable that.
And
so
you went?
I went for a Bournemouth win against Liverpool.
The Perry is right. So I feel a little bit of a charlatan sitting here. I know I do. I do.
fraud.
No, I do. I'm piggybacking you two here.
No, so we win as a team.
We win as a team.
We win
we
as a
lose as
team.
Yeah, but I do feel a little bit like, well done, you
Well,
two.
and can I say, a lot of people backed it, which I was so happy to hear. A lot of people backed it. So listen up, because we're picking another three here. We'll start with actually Jace, because you were talking about Liverpool there, and you've got Liverpool versus Newcastle. So that's a tasty game.
This is a hard one now.
Yeah, I
Really.
think that's tough.
No, it is a hard one, and on the back of Newcastle going away and putting in a lot of effort at PSG, Liverpool cruising to a comfortable win.
Yeah.
I can't. There has to be a point where Liverpool's season gets up and running. It's one step forward, two step back. Sometimes two steps forward. If they can't get their season up and running, I think this is probably a good time to play Newcastle on the back of what was a disappointing, deflated. Their away form, Newcastle, is pretty poor. They're not good travellers. They do a lot of their work at St James's Park. I'm going to go for a Liverpool win, I think it'll be tight. I don't see it as a walkover. In fact, I just got the one goal in it from. Yeah, but I'm going to just nudge Liverpool.
This fixture always used to be seen as being like the marquee fixture of the season, didn't it? Do you remember Kevin Keegan slumped over the thing? Stan Collymore used to be seen as being like the fixture.
Yeah, it did.
I think there were 2 4-3s in a row, and nothing particularly noteworthy ever since. Although last year was good at St James's.
Yeah, it could still live up to it.
Yeah.
I still feel like these two could do it. But you're going Liverpool.
Just.
Okay.
2-1.
Can I get a score? 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to go 2-1, matey.
Lovely. We'll lock that in. And we'll go to Chelsea West Ham, which is my game, up the Chelsea. I think the manager's been fantastic since he stepped in. I do. And, especially with all the criticism he gets, he's a character as well in the Premier League, and I do love characters in the Premier League. Obviously, he's got a bit of Brent to him, hasn't he? But manager, and I don't know if you saw when he was like, how have you been dealing with the virus that's been in camp? And he said, well, we're doing the basics. I've been telling the lads to wash their hands.
Yeah.
So, they've got a good man here at home.
Yeah, wash your hands.
No, exactly. Yeah, brilliant.
You wash your hands?
Yeah, I wash my hands. But
There
I
you
came
go
in.
then. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, well, you listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it. I do love that. But, just judging him on his results, fantastic. And we spoke about that Napoli result and the fact that they've come crashing out. They knew they needed to win that. And that can be a quite intimidating atmosphere to walk into. So to get a result, I understand there was a few caveats and a few flies in the ointment you were saying. But still, what a result that is. There's a few teams in the league right now you probably don't want to be coming up against. I've said Wolves are one
West
of them.
Ham, innit?
West Ham's one of them.
Yeah.
And Manchester United, we said, was one, and it's proven the last 2 weeks. So I think they'll score, but I think Chelsea will win. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 Chelsea win at home. I think it'll be a bit of
That'd be an amazing week.
Yes.
If you go to Naples and win, and then come back and beat West Ham, that's a really good week.
And I think you will. I think it will be an exciting game too. So I'm going to say 3-1 to Chelsea. And
I
I'll
think,
lock
sorry,
that in.
just on that.
Yeah.
We have to win because we are putting ourselves in a position now where the next couple of the last couple of games we should have won. Naples aside, but this one, it feels a must win to get top 4.
It's just so hard after European football. Whenever you played in Europe, you're way more likely to drop points in your next domestic fixture.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I kind of agree with Jason. We have to win.
it's a must win.
But it's a tough game.
Yeah, it is. It is tough. I think you'll do it though. I think you'll do it. Now we'll lock the Chelsea win in then. As we move on to, gosh, this is tricky as well. Yours, Rory, is Spurs versus City. The unpredictable Spurs, the unpredictable City.
Do you know what I think City need to do? And this is what I'm really hoping for, and I think it could happen. I think they just need a really professional, champions-like result. I think they need to win 2-0. You know, just like a really professional where there's no
Don't mess
major
about.
jeopardy. Yeah, no major jeopardy. A Jose Mourinho 05. Just you go out, you're better, you score a goal fairly early to settle the nerves, you put it to bed on the 73rd minute, job done.
Yeah.
Job done. No Tottenham fan is going to... whatever they're thinking about Frank, this isn't the decider. They know that
Bit of a free hit,
It's
isn't
a
it?
free hit.
Yeah.
And obviously they have a very good record against City.
That was a free hit.
Do you not think?
No.
You don't think they'll be expecting to lose
No, I
this?
don't think it's a free
Not
hit.
off the back of qualifying fourth in the
Spurs'
Champions
record
League.
against
Yeah,
Man
they're good.
City is good.
Yeah.
I don't think Spurs have no.
Do you think there's any Tottenham
No.
fans that are up for giving City 3 points?
No, there are. And I work with one of them.
Oh.
Right? But I don't think this is a free hit because the domestic form, in particular at home, is appalling.
I know, yeah.
But their record against City is really good. I don't think there's a free hit.
This
I
isn't the
genuinely
game where the
don't.
fans go mad because if nothing else, they'll
No.
go, if we're going to lose a game, we might as well make sure that we
Fine.
don't take 3 points off Man City like we've already
Right.
done this season
Right.
and give Arsenal 3.
Right, fine. That conversation won't take place. When the dust settles, they'll look at their record and thinking, how terrible have we been in the last 18 months at home? And this is another black dot.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, has he made you think
No,
twice about that?
I think,
I
think City,
agree with. I hope Robbie's right.
But
Yeah,
I think
Say,
City is
it's
just
not
going to
free
be
hit.
really professional. It's just going to be a job done.
2-0, do you
Yeah,
say?
almost last on match of the day. You know what I mean? Last on, just standard, just so standard.
Oh, you've painted
That's
a
what I'm
picture
hoping.
beautifully.
2-0.
2-0. Oh, that is a brilliant. Well done. Okay, 2-0. We've locked in. Appreciate that's 3 favourites that we've picked there, by the way. But you can't do 50 to 1s every week. You know, we'll be back next week with another one. But I don't doubt talkSPORT Bet will boost that. So head on site and on app as well. And hopefully we get back to back, boys. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I've given us enough time because we are the home of the Mount Rushmore. Of course we are. It was a good one last week, wasn't it?
Really
We were
good.
agreeing,
Yeah.
Arsenal, Man United combined. People getting involved in that one. This week we've gone for the best transfers in football. That's the Mount Rushmore. Now, I'm not going to caveat it with it's like the best bargains or the biggest prices. We can just have a look at transfers in isolation. For example, I'm going to throw one out there. Leeds to Manchester United. Eric Cantona kick-started the Premier League era for Manchester United. 1.1 million, it's something like that. 1.2 million. I've got to pop that on the table as one of the best transfers ever.
Of course.
Yeah? Are we all right with that?
The only reason why I am all right with it. I think it's a great shout.
Yeah,
and it's
okay.
obviously, you can't argue with it.
Okay.
The only reason why, I think Cantona had won the league in Marseille, won the league at Leeds, and then you signed him. So it wasn't like a masterstroke. It wasn't
see
a
what you mean.
genius. It's like, this geezer's mustard.
course we
This
gotta
geezer's
get him.
wicked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but look, of course, Eric Cantona, his record at Manchester United is phenomenal, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is,
It's an amazing stat I saw. He was there for 5 years. He lands, they win the league. He gets banned
For the kick?
for the kick. They don't win the league. He comes back. They win the league. He retires. They don't win the
Don't
league.
win the league,
It's
yeah.
like, and bearing in mind he did it at Leeds, did it at Marseille. It's like it's 7 leagues in a row. He's
Unreal.
won where he played.
Unreal.
What's unreal is that they got him out of that contract for 1.1 million.
I know.
That's the crazy
Genius,
part.
That is
No, that's
from the champions as well. Leeds were champions.
But Hal
Oh,
Wilkinson
man.
apparently wanted to get rid of him. It's like I can't. It's like you can have him.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
He preferred.
I don't think Sir Alex.
He
could
preferred
believe-
Leslie Ash's fella.
I think he probably would have gone in.
Lee
No,
Chapman. Yeah.
Well, I think probably if he'd gone in with treble that, I think Sir Alex might have had a buy at 3.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
1.1.
But it
Did
was
it feel
Fergie's
like a
golden
bargain?
child.
I can't
Oh,
remember.
it did.
Did it
Yeah.
feel like a
Oh, it
bargain?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was
Really?
and it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
I remember the deal. It happened. Bang, bang, bang. Done. No one else to step in.
Yeah.
So
Across the
Alex was all
Pennines as
over
well.
that.
You think
That's
of
the way he
everything.
does it.
It's Wars of the Roses, isn't it? Across the Pennines, he's
Yes.
gone. It's like
Yeah.
a big deal.
But it's
So
like
I mean,
Ronaldo.
It's a good shout.
With
of course.
Ronaldo at half time, and it was like at half time, and they were playing Sporting Lisbon. They were like, right, we need to get this kid. Like it was. So that's the way he used to do it. Sir Alex, is that a shout? Ronaldo from Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah, he won a Ballon d'Or. You signed a player, wins you a Ballon d'Or,
Yeah,
and then wins 3 leagues in a row, including a Champions League double in the middle.
Then he goes to
and
Madrid.
then goes to Madrid for a load of money.
For like 94 million euro. I'm reading here. That's not bad.
I
That's
think
not bad.
Cristiano Ronaldo is in this. In fact, on some level, it's a bit of a better one because
Wherever he's gone.
yeah, and also because
Wherever he-
Cantona, there was no jeopardy with Cantona. You signed one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
Whereas with Cristiano Ronaldo, you didn't. You signed a player that you cultivated into being one of the best players in the world.
Okay, there's 2 on the table. Is there any more from you boys that you want to chuck on there? I've got
Well,
some.
The one that when we spoke about this, I misheard or misread the question,
Hmm.
but then someone did throw in Maradona to Napoli,
Oh yes.
right? And that signing, even now, I was following a lot of people, Chelsea fans that I know on social media. They were all having photographs
Yeah,
of
I
the
saw them,
statues or murals of Maradona. Of course, the stadium is now named after him. Right?
Yeah.
What he did for them, lead him to their first ever title. I think it was the first ever title.
They were struggling as well when
right,
he came.
he literally changed that city
Yeah.
and changed the history forever.
How can we argue with that?
Have you
I-
seen?
no,
Have
I
you seen the
just-
film?
How
Have you
can we
seen
argue
Asif Kapadia's?
Oh,
yeah.
sensational
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you can't argue
No,
about
You
it.
can't.
No,
Yeah,
You can't.
the only one I'd put on a bit closer to home, I think the day that Chelsea signed Ruud Gullit,
Yeah, that's a
Ooh,
good
that's a
shout.
good one.
Chelsea were never the same.
Yeah.
What was
club
the?
Yeah.
Do you know? I don't suppose you know the transfer fee.
Free.
He was on a free.
Free.
Oh, that is good.
That
you
was
know.
Glenn Hoddle that done
Glenn
that,
Hoddle.
right?
Wow.
And because
Yeah.
Gullit wanted to play for Hoddle, he was a fan of
yeah,
his.
Right, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. That
I think
was
I think it was. You don't even have to have it as Gullit. I'd have it as Gullit because I'm a Chelsea fan. But Gullit could almost be the representation of the glamorous
bought-
foreign. Yeah.
But he also bought that Viali.
Like Viali just won a European Cup and he comes to Chelsea. Fabrizio Ravanelli,
Yeah.
the front two for Juve that won a European Cup, went to Borough. It was like I think Hullit's arrival in the Premier League. Look, there was a lot of money in the Premier League, but Hullit's arrival signified a shift. I think.
Zola was part of that.
Zola came, yeah.
Zola was part of that. So I think
What a player.
I think that changed people's perspective.
Perspective on coming to England.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And
Really?
also about Chelsea. Yeah, 100%.
That's a big transfer. So far we've got Gullit, we've got Maradona, Cristiano from Sporting.
Good players, eh?
Yeah, and Cantona from Leeds to United. Are we happy to lock those in, or is there a fifth shout?
I have no,
No,
issue with
no
any of them.
arguments here, mate.
Right, here we go. We're locking them in. Let us know in the comments because obviously you got involved last week and we want to hear from you again. And boys, I'm sorry to say, that's the end of
That's
another
it.
Studs Up. That's
Another
it.
week.
Yeah, it's like therapy, isn't it?
Love
Getting
it.
off your chest.
I
Yeah,
absolutely
brilliant.
love it. Thank
Good.
you so much, chaps.
Yeah, nice to see you both. And talk football. And thank you guys for watching, listening to Studs Up, watching Studs Up, as I say. And don't worry, we'll be back next week. Take care.